Good morning, students. Welcome back to our science class. We already completed our fourth unit through the alimentary canal. Then write down the main points in that chapter. First, the difference between autotrophs and heterotrophs. Plants belong to the category autotrophs. Then, photosynthesis. What are the factors required for photosynthesis? Light, carbon dioxide, water and chlorophyll. Then which is the gas received by plants during photosynthesis? Carbon dioxide. Which is the gas given out? Oxygen. Okay. Which gas is used by plants for respiration? Like animals, plants also respire and they use oxygen and given out carbon dioxide after respiration. But during photosynthesis, they absorb carbon dioxide and gives out oxygen. Okay. Then the heterotrophs are again divided into parasites, saprophytes, then predators or insectivorous plants. Then parasites again divided into partial parasites, total parasites. Then find out the example for it. Then internal parasites, external parasites. Also find the example for internal parasites and external parasites. Then predators of the plant world, that is insectivorous plants. They conduct photosynthesis. They are green plants, but in order to overcome the deficiency of nitrogen absorbing bacteria, they catch insect. Okay. Then food in humans. The digestion starts in mouth, parts of mouth and its functioning. Then saliva, salivary glands. The enzyme present in saliva is the salivary amylase, that is known as ptyalin. Okay. Then tooth. Then what about tooth? Milk tooth and permanent tooth. Then how many milk teeth are present there? Yes, total 20. Then permanent teeth, there are 32 permanent teeth. Then what about tooth decay? What acid is responsible for tooth decay? Lactic acid. Okay, then write down all these points in your notebook. Then there are 4 types of permanent teeth: incisor, canine, premolar and molar. Note down the number. Then carnivores have canine teeth which can tear off food. Okay, but herbivores have teeth that help in cutting, chewing and grinding food. Which teeth? That is incisors. Then next topic, the journey of food. We discussed the journey of idli. The idlis get chewed from mouth and entered into esophagus, food pipe. Due to the peristalsis. What is peristalsis? The movement of the zigzag movement or wave-like movement of esophagus is called peristalsis. Food is rendered paste-like inside the stomach and the digestive enzymes also digest the food chemically too. Then entered into small intestine. Then what about small intestine? It is 6 meter long food pipe. Then digestion of food completed in small intestine. That is the point. Also the nutrients are absorbed into blood from small intestine. Then what about large intestine? It is broader intestine. Okay. Of length 1.5 meter long. Then water and minerals are absorbed here. Then the remaining solid waste materials, which is known as feces, it is stored in rectum and expelled through the anus. These are all about the digestive system in humans. Then nutrition in amoeba. The different stages in the process of nutrition in amoeba in 4 or 5 stages. Ingestion, digestion, absorption and ejection. Assimilation is the using up of the nutrients by body parts. Okay. Then 5 steps are ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and ejection. Then excretion. What about excretion? What are the main excretory organs? Yes. Lungs, kidney, then skin, etc. These are all the main excretory organs. Then what about kidney? The renal artery entered into kidney and renal vein leads out kidney. Then the main excretory material is urea and is expelled through urine. Then the importance of sweating, sweat glands. Then excretion in plants. Plants excrete the waste materials mainly. The waste materials are stored in the bark which later gets detached. Example, teak, guava, mahogany, etc. Certain plants expel the waste materials as exudates or gum from them. Example, jack, mango, oak, cashew nut, etc. Then about food and hygienic habits. These are all about the 4th unit. Write down the main points in your notebook. Okay. Then let's start our next unit, when current flows. You know, it is very difficult to manage a day without power supply. Isn't it? Yes. Listen Raju's words. On waking up in the morning, I turned the tap on to brush my teeth. No water. I was about to switch on the motor when I remembered that there was no power supply yesterday since a tree had fallen on the line. I heard my mom cursing the power failure as she was unable to grind the soaked rice in the mixie to prepare breakfast. My father and I helped her in completing the urgent work. Okay, didn't you listen to what Raju said? Yes. We face a lot of problems at home on a day when there is no power supply. In functioning of mixie, then bulb, fan, water supply, mobile charging, ironing, etc. etc. Nowadays, it is commonly affected the online classes also, isn't it? Yes, problem regarding charging of mobile phone, laptop, Wi-Fi, etc. etc. In fact, a world without electricity cannot be even imagined today. Let's start our first activity. How the torch bulb glows. Here, I take a torch bulb, 2 torch cells and 2 pieces of copper wires. Let's arrange these things in order to light the bulb. See this light and bulb? This arrangement is an electric circuit. Here is the diagram of the circuit. Here we provide a path for current to flow from one end or one terminal to other terminal of the torch cells through a copper wire and a bulb. Okay, here we arrange a path for the current to flow from one end or one terminal to other terminal of the torch cells through copper wire and bulb. The bulb glows when the circuit is complete. Now we can call the circuit as closed circuit. Okay, this is the closed circuit. There is no gap in between any components. If we disconnect any part of the circuit in any place, in case of bulb, cells, wire, etc., the bulb doesn't glow. You are given 2 circuit diagrams. First one, a gap between torch cells. You see, in second diagram, the wire is not connected to battery. In such situations, the circuit is said to be an open circuit. Then can you answer? When did the bulb glow? In closed circuit or in open circuit? In which circuit? Yes, the bulb glows only in closed circuit. Okay? Have you observed what happens to a bulb when it fuses? Yes. It becomes an open circuit. When the bulb gets fuses, the circuit become open. We can rearrange this circuit by replacing bulb by a buzzer. Then you can watch the circuit with buzzer. Then again we can complete the same circuit by replacing buzzer with a mini motor. Here you watch 3 different circuits. One with bulb, one with buzzer and another with a mini motor. Try to write down the components in each circuit after examining all the 3. Okay. Here given source of electricity, then electric device, the wire used for connection. In circuit 1, that is the circuit containing bulb. What are the source of electricity? There are 2 torch cells. It acts as the source of electricity. Okay. Then bulb, that is the electric device in first circuit. Then which provide the path for the current to flow? The wire used for the connection, that is copper wire. Can you follow me? These are the 3 components in first circuit: torch cells, bulb and copper wire. Similarly, what about in the second circuit? What is the source of electricity there? Yes, torch cells. Then what is the electric device in second circuit? Yes, buzzer. We replace the bulb by buzzer. The electric device is buzzer. Then we use the same copper wire as for connection. Then in third circuit, the source of electricity is same, that is torch cells. Then electric device is a mini motor. And the wire used for connection is copper wire. Okay. What are the main components in each circuit? Source of electricity, electric device and the wire used for connection. Okay. That is source of electricity, device that uses electricity, wire that conduct electricity. These are the main components in an electric circuit. Then, here are given some electric circuit. There was one problem. None of the bulb in this circuit is glowing. What may be the reason? Find out the reason and write down your observation in your science diary. Okay? Rest in next.